CM Punk has begun teasing his return to WWE, so we'll see what that big first hint was. We'll also check out what's going on with Rhea Ripley, Rey Mysterio, and much more. Starting things off with CM Punk and his cryptic remarks. After a prolonged absence from the world of professional wrestling, CM Punk made a triumphant return to the ring under the AEW banner in 2021. His AEW journey has been characterized by notable highs, including capturing the AEW World Championship on 2 separate occasions, but it's also been marred by significant lows. Perhaps most prominently, Punk found himself embroiled in several backstage altercations, with the most consequential one resulting in his termination from the company. This altercation took place at Wembley Stadium in London during All In last month, involving a physical confrontation with Jungle Boy Jack Perry. AEW President Tony Khan subsequently announced Punk's departure, rendering him a free agent in the realm of professional wrestling. Wrestlers often contend with non-compete clauses within their contracts, whether with WWE or AEW, which dictated a specified period during which they cannot ply their trade for another promotion post-release. Punk made headlines for his remarks during his recent MMA commentary, in which he said that he's completely free, at least for the next 2 months. Punk's cryptic comment there on Friday night could conceivably allude to these contractual restrictions or, alternatively, serve as an allusion to WWE's forthcoming premium live event, Survivor Series. The impending Survivor Series, slated for November 25th, will unfold in Punk's hometown of Chicago. The Windy City has consistently welcomed Punk with open arms, making Survivor Series in Chicago the most impactful setting for his potential WWE return. Presently, the extent of mutual interest between Punk and WWE remains unclear. However, if Punk intends to continue competing at the highest echelons of professional wrestling, WWE could emerge as his most viable option. When probed about CM Punk this week, WWE President Nick Khan offered a somewhat cryptic response regarding the company's potential interest in him, stating, "Listen, we only have respect for Phil Brooks, aka CM Punk. We appreciate his run here. We appreciate what he did and tried to do with the UFC. Not many people can actually get in there and do what he did. So when we have respect for Phil, we wish him nothing but the best." End quote. Nick Khan's response did not convey unbridled enthusiasm about signing Punk, though it could be interpreted as the intentional avoidance of revealing WWE's intentions. While there are certain reservations associated with Punk's return, notably concerning his ability to collaborate effectively with others, there's no denying his undeniable value. Punk undeniably had a profound impact on AEW, driving increases in attendance, ratings, and merchandise sales. It stands to reason that if WWE and Punk can strike a deal for his return, it would undoubtedly result in a significant boost for the company, marking his first WWE appearance since January 2014. And like we mentioned a few weeks back, there were those reports that claimed CM Punk was willingly wanting to return to WWE for the 2023 Royal Rumble return, and was fully on board for making that happen. So if Punk was open to a WWE return just earlier this year, maybe it's safe to assume that he's still open to the idea of returning to WWE in current day. What it'll ultimately come down to is if WWE is willing to chance it and risk it, considering Punk's recent controversial backstage behavior. Punk joking around about only being a free agent for the next 2 months is obviously him teasing the idea of showing up at WWE's Survivor Series in November, and working full-time with WWE from that point on. But as of right now, there's still no word about Punk and WWE even being in talks with one another. So we'll have to wait and see if CM Punk will pop back up in WWE after nearly a decade at either Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, or another date sprinkled in between there as a special surprise. Rhea Ripley has been dominating the women's division for a long time now as its women's world champion. But like we've seen teased from time to time, Rhea Ripley is more than capable of body slamming and clotheslining even the strongest male superstars. We saw WWE play with it a bit with the idea of intergender matches back during the Thunderdome era. During that time, we saw Sasha Banks pick up a win over Reggie, and even Alexa Bliss pick up a win over Randy Orton. A lot of fans thought the success of those matches and feuds would lead to more intergender-related stories and matches in WWE, but we haven't seen any more ever since those feuds took place a few years ago. Rhea Ripley has been one of the biggest names that's been pushing for intergender matches for herself. We've seen her have stare-downs with everyone from Kevin Owens to Cody Rhodes, Solo Sikoa, and so on. Dominik Mysterio and fans think that Rhea Ripley could even have a serious shot at competing and even winning some of these men's world titles one day. Well, during a recent interview with SportsKeeda, Rhea provided an entire list of male dream opponents and her reasoning for wanting a dream match with them. She had this to say about those dream opponents, quote, "I got a lot of male dream opponents. Obviously, I would love to beat some sense into Dom's deadbeat father. I think me versus Rey Mysterio would be absolutely amazing, and I would put him in his place. Then there's also Edge. I would love to face Edge. He was the leader of the Judgment Day at one point, and Mammy don't like getting bossed around by anyone. I don't like the feeling I have someone is in charge. That's why the Judgment Day works so well now. So I still have a lot of pent-up aggression against Edge that I would love to get out. But then there's one more person that everyone keeps throwing at me, and that's Randy Orton. Yeah, they want Randy to come back so that I can get RKO'd, because I keep sticking my business in the men's business. Rhea Ripley keeps hitting the men, they can't hit her back. They can hit me back, they just choose not to. You know why? Because they know their place. They know their role." End quote. So Rhea's list is Rey Mysterio, Edge, and Randy Orton. All massive names and all matches and stories that would technically make a lot of sense, such as the matchup with Rey Mysterio. It was because of mostly Rhea and the Judgment Day that Rey lost his son and Dominik just spiraled out of control. And Rhea has had several run-ins and confrontations with Rey Mysterio ever since, but never had a fully blown match with him. The last time Rey Mysterio was truly connected storyline with everything involved with Rhea and Dominik was back at WrestleMania 39, where Rey defeated Dominik to end that feud. So with that feud not ending the way Dominik and Rhea wanted it to, what if Rhea was able to get revenge on Rey Mysterio for WrestleMania 39 by challenging him to a match and even winning the United States title from Rey Mysterio? It'll be the perfect payback moment for Rhea and Dominik on Rey Mysterio. It'll bring another title into the Judgment Day, and it would be an extremely historic title win for Rhea Ripley. She would have the women's world title and the men's United States title in her possession all at the same time, something that no woman has ever done before in the history of WWE. And the match with Edge also has some great story behind it. Edge brought Rhea into the Judgment Day, and within a few weeks of that happening, Rhea was also leading an attack on Edge to kick him out of the group. And also, not to mention all the instances where Rhea did inflict some pain on Edge's wife, Beth Phoenix. So there would be lots of story there for sure. And for Randy Orton versus Rhea Ripley, they don't have much history together in WWE. But Randy Orton has had his fair share of intergender matches and encounters, even hitting an RKO on the likes of Stacy Keibler, Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss, Beth Phoenix, and so on. So Rhea's list of male dream opponents is absolutely loaded, but the one that makes the most sense to see is definitely Rhea Ripley versus Rey Mysterio. Just put the United States title on the line, and fans will no doubt be glued to their screens to see a potential history-making win there by Rhea Ripley. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.